How's it going, guys? This is Avollon, and welcome back to Avollon's World. We got a spooky episode planned for today. We're working on a haunted house. As you can see, the foundations have already been started, and it's going to be much bigger than this. Of course, there's going to be more floors. But this is the initial start. I'm right by the pillager outpost. The witch will be living here eventually. Once I find a witch and get a witch, that's going to be the fun part about dying to poison. But we have New Langdale off there in the background. I believe this is west, right? Yes. And then our base, there's the dog sanctuary, and base is right over there. Eventually, yep, there's the bees and everything. So we're not too far off. It is on the path to White Ridge. Figured this was a good enough spot of any to build a haunted house. We got a lot of work to do, not a lot of time left to do it. Halloween is in a couple days. I've been putting this off, so not to rush it, but we gotta rush it. But I'm not going to rush it, which makes no sense. But let's get building. Voila, we have a house. The structure is built. Now we have to decorate it. Try to make it seem like very unorthodox and very random. Last I knew there was a creeper hiding inside here. You, sir, are not welcome. But we obviously still gotta put the floors in. I can adjust the windows as we go. But everything is like uneven. And I definitely did that on purpose. Each single one of these roofs don't line up in the center. Hence why this little mushroom thing I'm about, or doohickey with the campfires is here. But we've got a bunch of different looking windows, a bunch of different looking inclines, and I think that kind of helps with the haunted house vibe. Like, it just doesn't look right, but then that also kind of fits the theme of the haunted house. So I think I'm gonna start working on the outside here, because this front section, I don't want that, is a little bare right here, because it's just a giant spruce wall. So I feel like we should probably do something in this. What was that? What was that? I heard an egg. I don't know. Thought I heard something. Who knows? Maybe I didn't. It's a haunted house. It's already playing tricks on you, It's messing with your mind. But yeah, we need to put something here to maybe break up that flat texture. Maybe some fences. Some fences might work. I think that ought to do the trick. We got a skeleton horse that definitely fits the haunted house vibe, and just weird random things going on. I don't know why you're a zombie, but a bunch of random things going on. I added some details to the house as well, with just random trap doors, some cobwebs, different fences along the edges to help break up the flatness. And then we got a little garden over here. Since it's going to be a witch, they need potion ingredients, and even though you can't use these for potions, but, they kind of fit the witchy, haunted vibe that I'm going for. And so far, this area is actually turning out pretty good, but we got more stuff to do. I want a pumpkin patch, Can't have a haunted house without a pumpkin patch, right? Jack-o'-lanterns, carved pumpkins, and a graveyard, because obviously a haunted house needs to be right next to a graveyard, right? So there really is no pattern when I do this, which is probably for the best, because you want it to look as natural as possible. So if you just randomly start placing blocks, it'll feel random, which is kind of what nature is anyway. So I started with the coarse dirt, but then rooted dirt, and now I'm just working my way around with the pods. So I'm just kind of throwing it in here, and then we'll go in and add a little bit of mud, and then we'll add the pumpkins. It's a really good, I guess you could call it, building hack. Sea pickles on top of pumpkins. Make it look like it has a 3D stem, and what I'm doing is not putting it on all of them, just so it kind of helps break it up, because they do technically have a stem. It's just, 2D, and 3D things will always look better. Come back, take a look, save one there. Maybe we put one right here. I don't want to run it completely out of sepicles here, but that definitely helps give it some more depth and texture, and once you have a lot more depth, things tend to look a lot better. Now we can put in some dead bushes, some other roses, and just make this pumpkin patch look dead, but spooky and alive, if that makes any sense. Those last few touches, I'd say the pumpkin patch is complete. Got some wither roses and dead bushes in there for no reason at all, but they look cool. And I did originally intend to, you know, put down pumpkin seeds and have stems to make it actually look like the plant was there. Well, they don't connect to a regular pumpkin. I guess they have to grow to connect to it, which I thought they did before. Maybe that's a bug and will get fixed. I don't know. Like, I can, you know, demonstrate that pretty clear as soon as I find one that's, you know, open. I put that. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, even if I remove the pumpkin and put the pumpkin back, it does not connect. It's a little disappointing, but, you know, it still looks good without them. So we take a stroll down through the pumpkin patch. We get to the graveyard. Now, obviously, this is a gigantic house, so it would have been passed down through generations, you would think. So it would make sense to have a graveyard on the property that houses, you know, the residents of the home at one point. There's a bunch of different style of graves, some with candles, some with flowers. Obviously, whatever family lived here absolutely loves the wither rose, because that's all I've been using. We got a little crypt over here with the skull. You know, I've been using those, even though I don't have too many of them. And overall, it looks like a cemetery, graveyard, whatever you want to call it. And it fills in that little area. And I would say, unless I want to put something over off on this side, which everything's been on the left, nothing's been over here, but I do have plans for other stuff over here in the coming episodes. So I might hold off on that. I think it's time we start work on the interior. The exterior looks good. I say it's done, even. We need to get the interior done, because, you know, the house is cool and everything, but, you know, it's not haunted right now. Gotta add in some redstone bits to make it seem haunted, you know, because ghosts don't exist in Minecraft. That'd be a cool feature, honestly. What? Oh. All the mobs are dying, but the withers versus here. That's fine. You know, nothing needs to be alive over here. This is a haunted house. So there's no interior details yet, but I have the floors in place. And the grand staircase, which, you know, it's a big house, but it's also not big that I could do like this big glorious grand staircase. It's better than most staircases I would have done, but the downstairs here is going to be very open concept, and then the upstairs is going to be very more compact and concealed. We've got 3 different rooms here that we can do a bunch of stuff with, and then we got an upstairs that seems to be leaking water. Oh, that's from there, and that's the campfire. I want to make like a witch's brewery station here to make the cauldrons with smoke or something. I honestly don't know. Maybe this is where the witch will live. I have to figure out where I'm putting the witch entirely. But yeah, now we can start decorating. We don't have a lot of room to do any redstone bits on the top floor here, just because, you know, there's a floor. But down here, down below, we do have room to do it, so I might try to make some doors or something move on their own. Who knows? It's a haunted house. Anything can happen. So the details on the inside are done and ready to be spooky. Not as much redstone as I had originally intended, but, you know, what I did implement is pretty cool. Come on in, we have a fancy rug with some fancy haunted particle effects that is just being, you know, ender chest, but they emit light and this cool particle effect, so it looks like a haunted rug or something. I don't know, it could exist. Then over here we got a bunch of random chairs, a pumpkin, the little kitchen area with whatever that's supposed to be. And whatever that's supposed to be. These are the new paintings, I think, that... And there's one of the haunted bits. The door just randomly opens and closes with the power of redstone. It's definitely haunted, though. It's not redstone. We got a desk, little dining area over here. We got the haunted piano, which you will hear occasionally go off. The note blocks are pretty loud, so you'll hear them no matter where you are in the area. But then we have a haunted library as well, with the floating candles and a bunch of chanting tables, and you can kind of, yep, see, the piano just plays itself right on cue. And there's two different ones. Kind of a simple design for a piano. There was another one that I found that was a lot more complicated, but kind of just went with that one because, I'm gonna be completely honest, after I leave this area, the amount of times I'm gonna like come in and check out the interior is gonna be like 1 out of every 10 trips I fly by, if that. So this is really just gonna be here for world tours at this point. And there's the other one. So moving up the grand staircase, we come to a little kind of crossroads section here. I like using the glow lichen here as kind of like a moss, but like a pale moss, even though we're getting pale moss, but like it's gonna probably work really well with the pale moss. But anyway, over here we got one of my favorite rooms, the upside down room. I figured this was kind of, you know, haunted and spooky. It's just a room upside down. Doesn't make any sense and defies the laws of gravity, but then again, that's like half of this game. So over here we got the actual like witch's room itself. So yeah, nothing too fancy. It's just a bed and some paintings and some stuff. And then we got a little storage room over here with a bunch of random stuff. I guess maybe you could technically say the lore was, you know, the residents got booted out or were killed, and then the witch kind of took it over. So, you know, it's kind of been like going to hell and back, hence the cobwebs and all the roots growing and the moss. You know, the witch is just kind of living here and not taking care of the place. Speaking of a witch, though, she is located up in the attic here, and there she is. I don't exactly have a name for her yet, so if you got a suggestion, leave it down below in the comments, and I will more than likely leave a sign somewhere here crediting you, and obviously change her name tag, because right now she's just called Don't Spawn. But this attic is very random. Right here is where the campfires are, so I put some cauldrons, maybe she's brewing something, and that's why the fire's up there. The crying obsidian every now and then drops some particles, so just some slight ambiance here. Random dragon head, a ruined nether portal, more random stuff. It is literally just a bunch of random stuff up here. Alright, you go so far into interior designing here, and then you just kind of hit that point where it's boom, creative burnout. The attic was the boom, creative burnout, but Halloween's tomorrow, so I don't have time to take a break and think of ideas. We can always come back and, you know, do more stuff. Maybe next Halloween we add some more. It's a crafting table, but we got some spooky wither skeletons staring out there, and there's the piano again. It's just some slight stuff. It is a haunted house for sure. The witch is here, and I have pretty much accomplished everything I had set out to do for this haunted house. I think the best way to view this is obviously at night with all the different lighting and everything. Tried to keep the inside of the house a little dark, so you just get bits of light here and there. There is that one room where I had to use end rods because you can't invert the lantern, so it's slightly brighter. But I'm actually like really satisfied with how this place turned out. It is really random, doesn't make any sense, but then again, that's kind of what I was going for. So that is the haunted house, the spooky episode. We got one in, finally. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like and let me know if you have a name for the witch. Leave it down below, and I'll make sure to credit you in some form of episode with the sign of me putting it here, as we are working on the area around here in the near future. So we will be around here, and we will be hearing the haunted house shenanigans. So we need a name for the witch. Give me some suggestions. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. You don't have to, but it'd be greatly appreciated. Now, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break. Just wanted to let you know, give you a heads up, in the month of November, got a bunch of different stuff going on, and a bunch of different details and everything, so I'm not going to be as active over here on Minecraft, which means I'm not going to be as active on the YouTube channel, so that means the videos might be sparse until December. I don't want to say I'm not going to get an episode out in November, but don't be surprised if I don't. But I will catch you guys in the next one, whenever that will be. Farewell.